What's up, guys? It is your host, Harley from the Hook and Bridge podcast. Just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for listening. Without the audience, this show wouldn't be possible. So thank you for checking out our show. Please, if you get a chance, head over to our Instagram, give us a quick follow, and shoot over to that YouTube page and give that thing a quick subscribe. So again, thanks, and here's the episode.
Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love Nikkiesha. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love Trinidad!
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hook and Bridge podcast. I am your host, Harley, today joined by my co-host and little sister, Taylor.
Hello.
And a super special guest today. Recent release of a new song called Rush. If you get a chance, please check out their music. Please welcome everybody, Nikkiesha McLeod, to the show. Nikkiesha, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you all?
We're doing good. We're doing
right.
good. It is 7 p.m. over here on the East Coast, and I have two shows today. We have your show, and then I'm doing another one right after your show.
Oh my god, you're really busy. Awesome.
Busy beavers.
And Taylor has a raging migraine, she had said.
Oh,
so
it's so bad. But we're alive. We're here.
we're making it through.
We're making it happen.
It's Friday, guys.
It's Friday.
Everybody loves Friday.
Woohoo!
Friday.
Friday, yes. I love that we all have animals on our shirts.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's your animal, Taylor?
My dog.
Oh, nice.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, awesome.
I was debating on wearing. Actually, it's sitting here beside me. I was debating on wearing my Jurassic Park shirt.
You could have been matching.
I
A
know.
little
I know.
tropical vibe.
Yeah,
I need to get a tropical shirt.
you do. You really do. Especially
I
for
just-
being in Florida now.
Well, so that's my thing is in Ohio, it's funny for me to wear like a tropical dad shirt. But in Florida, is it? Like, is that funny? I feel like people are going to look at me and be like, all right, tourist. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I don't know if I want that because I live here. But in Ohio, it would be a hit.
You also are technically a tourist. I think they call them implants, right? When you move from one place
Yeah.
to another.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know that they call them that here in New York.
Yes. Speaking of being in transplant, yes, yeah, you're so right. You're so right. Speaking of being a transplant,
kidney.
Nikkiesha, you are from, I believe, Trinidad, right?
Yes, Trinidad and Tobago.
That's incredible. What prompted you to move to the States?
To go to school.
Okay.
Really? What'd you go to school for? Or in school for?
I studied for my undergrad. I studied English literature and Caribbean studies, and then for graduate program, I studied creative writing.
Oh, that's awesome. I have a friend who is currently doing that. She wants to be a journalist, I believe. So that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
That's interesting that that's the path that you took, because from what I have heard of your catalog, and I'll be honest with you, I've listened to a lot, but I don't think I've listened to all of it yet. But there's another person with a very similar name to yours online that's also an artist.
Oh,
So a lot of the songs I was looking up on my phone, I was like, I don't think this is right. She's a country artist. And I was like, I don't think this is right.
yeah.
So luckily I was able to find yours though. And what I find interesting is being in the creative writing side and studying literature, your songs, for the most part, from what I've heard so far, do not have lyrics, right?
Well, my first album, my first EP does have lyrics. There are a couple of songs on there that are lyrical, and also there's a spoken word piece on there, two spoken word pieces. But this, my new releases, my new singles, Fever to Touch and Rush, are strictly just instrumental, and the steel pan is leading.
And I had heard one of the spoken word ones. That was the other song that I had heard, and then Rush, and then Fever to Touch. So I don't remember the name of the spoken word one. I will look it up momentarily. But I thought that it was interesting with Rush and Fever to Touch. You play the pan a lot, right?
Yes. I also played the pan on one of the songs on Choral, the EP. It's called The Sea. But anyway, I didn't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just curious, like how does that writing process look for writing a song using only that instrument? I'm fascinated by, like, as a musician myself, I find it almost impossible to write an instrumental song. So I'm fascinated by the idea of taking what at a core concept is tonality, very, very strict, right? So how do you write an entire piece around that specific instrument?
That's a good question. I think it mostly comes from, and not to sound pretentious, but it's really kind of like the vibe that I'm feeling. Because I play other instruments. I play the drum kit, and I also play some guitar. And some of my songs that I'm currently working on are on the guitar. And so it's really just how I'm feeling about a particular subject or something that I'm exploring. And I feel like it really comes to me as an impulse. If I feel like this is something that I can write on the guitar, then I'm going to use the guitar. With regards to Rush and Fever to Touch, those definitely have, well, all of my songs have a story behind it. I essentially was, for Fever to Touch, I was currently at the time in love with my partner, deeply in love with them, and I was terrified about it. I realized that, hey, this is something real, and I started exploring what if this is really something that I'm feeling on the steel pan, and so, like, through that exploration of understanding my feelings through the steel pan, I created that song. And for Rush, it really was just me. When I initially started writing Rush, I was having sort of a manic episode, and I just started, just playing on the pan. And luckily, I had the good sense to record what I started writing on the pan. And later on, when I was back to just kind of like okay again, well, I wouldn't say okay, but I wasn't in that moment of being manic. I revisited the song, and I realized that, hey, this is something that I should explore and see what this means. Exploring not only that experience of being manic, but also just like exploring it through sound. So yeah, it's very personal, I think. And I think the reason behind why I choose the pan over any other instrument is because I think it has to be something that's really, well, I have to say, like, the pan is my heart. It really is my heart and soul. It's my country's national instrument, and I grew up listening to it. I grew up playing in steel pan orchestra, and so, like, that is like my first, I guess, outside of my voice singing. I think that the steel pan is my second instrument. So I guess I gravitate to that when it's something that I'm dealing with, that I that is really personal, that is really deep, that, that comes deeply inside of me. So yeah, I don't know if I answered your question.
No, absolutely,
That
absolutely.
was spoken so beautifully.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
And honestly, it's to my detriment and my American unculturedness and my American, I guess you could almost call it like a prejudice. I hate to use that word, but like every time I hear the steel pan, I associate it with like the Little Mermaid or these happier beachy tones, right? Jimmy Buffett was famous for doing a lot of steel pan stuff. So in my head, when I read through what the song was, when I listened to it, I personally had such an issue connecting on that level. So that's why I wanted to hear it from you and gather your story, because like my ears instantly go back to that childhood of like these happy thoughts, and I'm wanting to connect with the song in that way, the same way that you are. And it's something that I think as Americans we should all kind of work on a little bit. Just that being a little more cultured with music in general.
I think the word you were looking for was ignorance.
Yes, you're so right. You're so right.
Yeah, I was or what'd you say? Arrogance?
I said prejudiced.
I don't know if that's right. Nikkiesha would know more than me. That I believe that is your degree as
I was going to say the literature major.
Actually,
Well, I think maybe it falls in the same on both things, prejudice, probably arrogance. I think there's a level of arrogance and prejudice as well. But yeah, I hear you on that. There's definitely a stereotypical air to what is expected of the steel pan when it can do anything. I think it can play about anything classical, from classical to hip hop to R&B to country to everything.
Right. Absolutely. And it's a beautiful sounding instrument. There's a guy on YouTube. I can never remember his name, but he plays a lot of steel pan, and he plays a lot of other like marimbas and different things like that. And I love watching his videos because I get to hear these instruments that I'm unfamiliar with, and I get to learn a lot more about like the tonalities and the sounds. So it's such a cool learning experience, but it is that association with a specific tone that it's hard to visualize what the artist has interpreted, So it's cool to kind of hear that from you. Fever to Touch, a few things on that. Number one, the album artwork. Very, very scandalous. Very, very like mature. I was surprised. How did because I'm a visual person with all of it. I think art, especially music, the artwork on the album is just as important as the song. So how did you kind of go about doing that?
So big reveal. It's me in that photo. And it's the photo was taken by Esther Ilgado. That she was an ex of mine, and now is a good friend of mine. She took it. She took that picture of me many years ago, and she's a photographer. And she took that picture of me, and I've kept it. I felt very connected to it, like the way the angles that she took. I felt like it's expressed so many things, and like you said, it's very adult.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I felt like that photo represented the song in itself, the idea of like the ideas that I was exploring when I was writing that song, the tenderness of the song, and also the tenderness of, I guess, my body, and then also the flowers. And so, yeah, so it definitely, it represented it. It just sort of connected. It made sense to use that photo for Fever to Touch. And just also the title of the song goes with the artwork of the song. So, yeah.
It had like this sense of vulnerability and innocence. You know what I mean? The vulnerability, I think, stems from like the blurring of the image as a whole, right? And then the innocence within the flowers and the green color scheme. Like it was, yeah, it's a very cool. Like I think it really fit with the tonality in that song specifically. Tell me a little bit about the artwork on Rush, because that one is much more modern, I guess is the best way to put it.
So I actually took that photo accidentally. I was playing around on my phone, and uh, I can't even remember exactly what I did, but it was definitely by accident. And then when it came out, I was just like, yeah, this makes sense. And the reason that I chose that photo for Rush is because of I want to say the electric sort of vibe to it. And that's kind of like what I wanted to express in Rush too, is like the moment of like just feeling, massively euphoric and electric, and the electricity of that, like your mind and being in motion, as I'd like to say, like it's rapidly moving constantly.
Right.
So that image really reflected what I was trying to express in the song. So that's why I chose it.
What's up, everybody? It's your host, Harley. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. And I just wanted to take a moment and say, go head over to our website. We do have a merch section over there. Check out some of our merch. And also, you can become a member, get exclusive discounts on merch, as well as a whole list of great benefits. Head over. It's $10 a month. I know it's a lot to ask, but it really helps support the show. So thanks again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Wow. It's so cool to kind of talk about like the art side of music. So we don't dive a lot into the artistic side of the music. It's usually geared more on like the melodies and stuff, but unfortunately I don't play any of the instruments on your songs. So I have such a lack of knowledge that I wanted to gear it more towards some of the things that I could talk about. But let's talk about you a little bit. So you move, right, from Trinidad to here. How old were you when you moved to the U.S.?
I think I was like 17 or 18, around that age. Yeah.
Did you have family over here?
Yes, my older sister, she was already living here. So luckily I had someone to help me
Yeah.
to help me and to help me navigate everything, to deal with the culture shock, and also to just like adapt. So yeah.
When did you decide to start taking a path more towards music and less towards literature?
Actually, they're both in tangent with each other. Like I think I usually say to people that a poem is a song and a song is a poem. And I really believe that because I experienced that. Like sometimes it comes out, things comes out for me via poetry. And then I discover or create the music for that, create the music for the poem. Or sometimes it's the melody comes to me, that, a melody that is just haunting me, where I'm hearing it repetitively. And then I would find words for it. words that fit the feeling of that melody. So yeah, they're very much connected to each other. Like when one of that aspect ends, the other one begins. And honestly, I don't even think, I like to think of it as like, I like to think about my poetry in terms of like, it's never really done, or even a song, it's never really done. It's never really finished. I really feel like a poem that I have right now, even if I don't have a song for it, it can transform into a song later on, or transform into some other entity that looks, that looks kind of like. So it's just growing, and I guess it's just kind of like a living thing. It's existing alongside me, I guess I would say. So yeah, so they're both there together, feeling whatever I'm doing at the time. So yeah.
Right. So as far as your literature experience, when you decided to go to school for that field, what was the younger you hoping for? Were you always thinking in terms of music, or did you kind of go to school and think, well, I would like to be a writer someday, or something along those lines?
I honestly, when I was younger, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Same.
Because I love animals, but I also, even in having that love and believing that I was going to be a vet, I was writing stuff. I was playing, and so I definitely, I don't think I had a set understanding of like what exactly I wanted to do in terms of music or writing. I think it came later on when it became really more obvious that I can't help it. I have to write. I have to play music. I have to listen to music. And I think it became clearer when I decided, when I moved to go to school, that, hey, yes, this is the direction that I should take, because it made more sense. It felt more natural,
Right.
I would say. So yeah.
So moving from Trinidad to the U.S., I'm so curious. If it's not obvious, I definitely enjoy food, and I
Are
am
we going to ask the same question? I
maybe.
think you're about to take my question.
Go ahead, Taylor. You ask. You go ahead and ask.
How do you feel about the food here? Do you think it's better, worse? Like,
or if you have like like a food that you're like, since coming here, you're like, oh, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, or one that you really miss from home. Sorry, we're like bombarded.
No, it's fine. I love it. The thing about well, I can only speak about New York and a little bit about DC, Maryland, because I did live in DC, the DC, Maryland area. But for the most part, for New York, because of its cosmopolitan nature, having so many different people, it being so widely diverse, I definitely have experienced great food here. Like currently, my favorite food is this Vietnamese restaurant that I go to that's close to where I live. And I love their pho. Their pho is just amazing. It's perfect. It's so good. So yeah, so I feel like as much as Trinidad is also very diverse, I feel like this is sort of like New York in itself. It's just an explosion on your tongue when you just go to any place to grab something to eat. And it's just so incredible too, because it's just like on one block you might get in the Indonesian food, on the next block you might get Caribbean food. On the another block you might get food from Africa. So it's so wild in that sense. It's just like your palate is always like it's just always like given something that you haven't had before. So I love that about it. But I do miss, I do miss, like, even though there are definitely Caribbean food in New York as well, but I do miss it from. There's a difference. I can tell there's a difference from what is Trinidadian made doubles or roti versus what is here. Oh, and no offense to any of the Caribbean restaurants here in New York, I definitely have my own spots that I go to regularly. So yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can never get it just right as you have it at home. Like, I feel like unless it's home cooked and you're there, it's not going to be the same.
Well, and I feel like here they toned down a lot of the spice.
Yes.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that is my issue. It's just like it's not hot enough, and when it is hot, it is not. It's lacking taste. It's just hot for no reason.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm so glad that you agree, because I have this argument with hot sauce that it's not a flavor. It just makes my tongue hurt. And like, I don't mind heat when there's a flavor with it. Like, I want all of that.
Right.
But then when you're just throwing hot sauce on something, like, it's not the same. This isn't needed.
Yeah, exactly.
I could sit and talk about your experience in Trinidad forever. I'm so lacking in knowledge of that area. But I would assume it had to be a major culture shock for you coming from there to. Did you go straight to New York?
No, I moved to Maryland because I went to Howard University.
Okay. That's a little less of the culture shock, because in my head I was thinking you went straight to New York, and even me, if I went to New York today, I would be, I've never been, so, but still, I'm sure it was probably a big difference, right? Specifically nature. You guys have such a beautiful nature area over that way, and you kind of come into this concrete jungle over here, and I'm sure that had to affect your mental health drastically, right?
It definitely was a shift, and it was different, I would say. But luckily, I wasn't doing it alone. I had my sister there with me, and she had also built a community in Maryland. So I basically just joined that community. And so I think the most jarring thing for me was the weather. It's just like, and at first I was really excited about being, in the cold, but then I was just like, no, this is no, I don't really like being cold.
It's not great.
So yeah.
Yeah, I
get all the seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know for me, when I go on vacation, the few times I get to go, like I went to South Carolina, and when I came home to Virginia, just the difference in the culture from those two states. You come from this more beach heavy, like nature friendly area back to Virginia, where it's just the dark ocean water, or the bad, like poorly kept beaches, and the military presence here is so large, and that eats up a lot of the beautiful, like, nature real estate. So it definitely just weighs on me every time I leave here and come back. I'm always like, I miss the views,
Yeah.
How was your oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
How was your first winter experience? No, I kind of want to know.
So
Like,
I was. Go ahead.
oh
Sorry.
no, I was just no, yeah, you're good, you're good.
Like my first experience, like I mentioned, I was ecstatic. It was my first time seeing snow, and I loved it. And I remember just being outside playing in the snow, and like a little kid.
Yeah.
It was definitely magical. But then, I got used to it.
Yep.
And I was just like, the snow.
The snow again. My boyfriend lives in Florida, and that's where I moved to from Ohio to Florida. And we went to the same college, and I remember walking to class, and I wasn't wearing a coat, and he was like bundled up, coat, gloves, hat, and it was like 30 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm.
I said, wow, it's not even cold. I was making snowballs with my bare hands. I was in a long sleeve shirt. I was like, you're over here fully bundled up. And you can't, and that was like, we had a mild winter. I mean, it didn't even hit the negatives that year. I was like, you wouldn't survive
Yeah.
being in, like I told him, I was like, we can't move to Ohio. Like, you're not going to make it because of the cold.
Yeah. It is. It's pretty intense. Although I have to say, the winters here in New York hasn't been that bad recently. So knock on wood.
Yeah.
And so it hasn't been as freezing. I mean, there are days where it's really
yeah.
but it's not prolonged.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But then again, I sort of am I'm sort of used to it by now. So.
Exactly. Like we're used to the snow in April. We're used to it not being warm until June. It's just
Exactly
how it is.
So, Nikkiesha, are you going to be touring anytime soon, or doing any live shows, upcoming live shows?
Nothing planned as of yet. I'm focusing on the whole point of releasing these 2 singles was to just get some attention and also funding for the much larger project of an album. So I'm working on that. I'm working on getting funding for the much larger project. And just working. Yeah, that's what I'm more focused on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I may have just a small show, possibly early fall, like early September, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm just kind of focused on getting set to do the much larger project of an album.
Right. So everybody listening, Nikkiesha, please tell everybody where they can find you and where they can find your music.
Okay, so you can find my music on all streaming platforms and Bandcamp. You can also find me on Instagram, Nikkiesha, my name, Nikkiesha McLeod Music. Let's see where else. You can also find me on Facebook, my name, Nikkiesha McLeod. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Awesome. So I got these questions ready. Are you ready to answer some fun little music questions?
Yes.
All right. Taylor, you know the game. It's called Mixtape. And feel free to chime in with yours as well.
Is this like the Cards Against Humanity one?
Yeah, so the answers are all going to be titles of songs.
Okay.
So this is the first one. The first song you knew would get... Okay, let me read this again. Sorry, I have a hard time reading sometimes.
Harley can't read. It's kind of an ongoing thing.
The first song you knew you would get in trouble for listening to.
The first song that I knew I would get in trouble for listening to?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Let's see. Wow. Oh my God. I would have to say, and I can't really remember the title of the song per se, but I can give the name of the band.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Bad Brains.
Oh, okay.
And I think the song would have been, I can't remember the name of the song, but it was definitely a Bad Brains song, and I definitely felt that I was going to get in trouble for listening to punk music.
Yeah.
because because it's just like, it's punk music, right?
Yeah.
So that would be it. But then I got over it.
So I have not heard the name Bad Brains in years. They're one of like the grandfathers of punk rock.
Yes.
I'm assuming I just pulled up their song list here. I'm assuming it's probably, from what I remember, the song Attitude would be my guess.
Attitude was one of them, but then there was a song about I think it's one of their most popular ones. I know Attitude is like really popular, but there was another song where that was also really popular, and it was way like intense.
Yeah.
Why can I not remember this? Let me look.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen to Bad Brains later. I completely forgot that they were a band. That reignited something from my childhood.
Yes. But yeah, so Bad Brains, definitely influential. They totally influenced me. I did go through a period where I was definitely kind of punk rock.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I actually lived in a punk rock house, where basically everyone sewed patches on their clothing. They sewed their clothes. It was really very much DIY in a sense. We grew our own food. We basically, it was definitely a thing. So,
did you guys go around like painting anarchy symbols on buildings? You go spray paint anarchy A's?
I didn't, but I'm pretty sure that my roommates possibly did.
Of course. You can't have punk rock without painting anarchy everywhere.
Exactly. So yeah. Okay, I think it was Eye Against Eye.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then also Pay to Come.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to listen to them later. That album was so good. So I know my answer. I got in trouble for listening to Nelly when I was little. Yes. We grew up in a very country household, and my parents were not okay with anything that wasn't Willie Nelson, Toby Keith, Alan Jackson. So
or rock, like our.
Well, later. So luckily Taylor, she's 7 years younger than me. Yeah. So my parents, by the time she was able to listen to music, had gotten a little more lenient. But Taylor, when I was growing up until I was like 10, I was not allowed to listen to anything.
Which is crazy because our mom let him listen to Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
It is a wild stance to have, right?
Listening to the song.
I could listen to that, but if you threw Ride with me, I was in trouble.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Taylor, what was yours? I think I know yours, but I'll let you answer.
So I got in trouble because of Harley.
Yes.
This is because I would listen to the music that he was listening to, but that wasn't allowed because he was 15 by the time I was really getting into music. Mm-hmm. So Godsmack was one of them. I got in trouble for listening to Godsmack. Disturbed.
Disturbed was the one I was thinking.
I think Avenged Sevenfold.
For sure. Those were big three in my high school days.
Yeah. Definitely a little System of the Down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Got in trouble for that one. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. And I know for Godsmack, our mom didn't like the name. Like that was that's why I got in trouble. Not for the music itself, just for what the band was called.
Yeah, I can see that.
I wasn't allowed to listen to Eminem.
Yeah.
Until I was in a junior in high school. And finally my mom was like, I guess. Okay.
They really do not like rap music for some reason.
No.
Even like
That's
Run
so funny.
DMC, she was like not super
Yeah.
okay with, you know.
Mm.
I remember though the moment that I was able to officially say I was a metalhead was when I got Metallica's Black Album on CD.
Oh my God.
That
Yeah.
revolutionized my
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see and I can totally hear it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, off the coast of Australia, about to go swim with great white sharks with no cage. What song gives you the courage to jump in the water?
Oh my God, really? Wow, what song would give me the courage to jump in the water with sharks? I would say, uh,
Fine.
You have your sailor?
So yeah, but I'm just trying to think of something that would just fit the vibe of that. You know
mhm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And mine is a Pearl Jam song.
Mm.
Oh, even flow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I feel like I'd be too focused on his voice to think about swimming with sharks. So I would just hop in there. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like something where you feel like unstoppable and invincible.
Oh yeah.
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 Unstoppable by Sia.
Yeah.
Is that the name of that song?
one's Titanium would be a great one. I think that might be
Titanium.
mine.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anything by Pink.
Yep.
I would say something by Mars Volta.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
I would say, let's see, Viscera Eyes, maybe. I say as like I'm asking.
Like, are you guys okay with that?
Or this band that used to be around in New York called The Big Sleep.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the song Murder by them.
Yeah. The
So,
Big Sleep.
yeah. So yeah, that's my two picks.
Those are inspirational for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So
That was a crazy prompt.
Seriously.
Like, who got paid to write that? Sign me up.
Okay, let's see here. This is a great one. So, what song does the Academy Awards montage your life to? Not your life as of right now, but your life in the future. Let's say you have done everything. You're wildly famous. You're putting out music that everyone knows and loves, and you're at the Academy Awards and you're receiving. I don't even really know what the Academy Awards are for. Is that like the Oscars? I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know.
But
I just make fun of the outfits. I couldn't tell.
What song would I choose for that? That's a good. That's a really good question. I think I would choose something that would be a representation of like not only my heritage but also my background, and then also my experience musically. And I don't know if I have any song that is kind of like that, where it's a mixture of all of those things.
right.
So I think I would say something, maybe a calypso by one of the greatest calypsonians from Trinidad and Tobago, which would be, and he's passed now, Kitchener.
Okay.
and I can't think of a title of song right now. Let me look, and you know.
I love that you're giving all of these great, like, deep, beautiful answers.
Yeah.
And
I'm
my
thinking of what would make someone laugh.
well, my first thought was "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I think it's because we don't have a culture, and Nikki has a really great culture.
That is very true.
And I'm realizing this now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nikki, I think you might be the first artist that we have had on the show that is not from America, right? Oh no, we had a band from Australia on once.
I forgot about them.
Yeah, I forgot also. Treehouse, if you're listening, everybody check out Treehouse. They're a great band.
Yeah.
They're very cool.
The guy was there with the kangaroo in the background.
He
just
was
chilling. It was
about
my biggest
the most
shock.
It was the most Australian thing that could have ever happened.
I know.
Oh my god.
It was crazy.
It was actually crazy. He's just chilling in a park. And it walked right up to him.
Yeah, and we were talking, and I said, everyone needs to stop right now because there's a kangaroo behind this man. And he was like, "Yeah, that's how I got here."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay."
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
So it is Lord Kitchener, and it would be let's see. Trying to think of his classics. Take your meat out me. Take your meat out me.
Okay.
So yeah,
I like that.
Take your meat out my rice. Out me rice. Sorry.
I love that. I'm gonna listen to that right after this.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Is that what started playing? Did you click it?
Yeah, I did click it.
That was fun. I like that.
All right, I got one more, and then I got two questions for you.
Okay.
So we have, what would be the best summer song? So your version of like the best summer song. Great question because it's summer.
The best summer song is "Summertime." Summertime.
Yeah.
By Will Smith.
Yeah.
That's definitely something that I still listen to every summer.
I love that answer. Did you listen to his new song?
No, I haven't had a chance to listen to that as yet. It's definitely on my to-do list to check it out. It's really inspiring to see that he's still doing all this stuff.
Right.
For real.
It's a very interesting. I think Will Smith is a fantastic artist, but I think that as a society, we have moved past that sound. And it sounds like old Will Smith, which is great for people like me and you that kind of grew up with that, but it is not getting the notoriety that it deserves.
Right. Exactly.
I believe the exact quote was, "This is as corny as it gets."
Not surprised.
That's funny.
You got
I would say, however, too, Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
His summer song is really awesome as well.
Yeah.
Especially the video that came along with it.
Yep.
I thought that was really inspiring.
I love that he was an actor, and then before that he was a comedian, and he was one of the funniest comedians, and now he's just wildly famous in the music industry. It's crazy. Yeah. Taylor, he also did the show Atlanta. I believe he wrote the show Atlanta. Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I don't know that show.
Oh, you should watch it. It's really good. You and Dylan would love that show, actually. Yeah. Maybe it's very good. So I have two questions for you, Nikkiesha. The first one is something that we ask all of our guests. The question is the hook versus the bridge. When you're writing something, what do you find more important in your writing process? The hook of a song or the bridge of a song?
That's a really good question. I don't really approach it in that way. My writing of songs. I think both of those are really important. I wouldn't want to focus too much on well, thinking about it, I think the bridge is really important. I think the bridge doesn't get enough play now for some reason.
Absolutely.
A lot
It's the
of
attention span.
yeah. But I do appreciate, however, folks who are exploring different things outside of that. There are definitely good songs that have come out that doesn't have really much of a bridge. But I think it's just kind of becoming too uniform in that sense where everybody's doing it now.
Right.
So, but I also see the hook is really, I don't know if the hook is that important. Yeah, it is important, but it depends on the artist, I guess. For me, I feel like it's kind of like contained. Like I feel like if I focus too much on a hook, I would lose the essence of what I'm trying to express.
Yeah.
But I don't want to ignore it, but it's not something that's at my forefront of thinking. Definitely the bridge, I would say, kind of is on my forefront. But honestly, I don't approach writing my songs like that.
Right.
I usually approach it from a place of like what I'm feeling and what is this that I'm doing right now? What am I seeking? What am I trying to learn? What am I trying to discover? So yeah, so that's my answer.
I love it.
So good.
And then our final question, I've started asking this to all of the artists that we have on. What is your dream collaboration? Is there an artist that you feel matches your sound that you could see working with in the future?
Oh my God. Yes. Okay, so I would love to work with Michelle and Dicacello.
Oh.
Yeah. Although I feel like I would just be so starstruck that I would not be able to play at all. But oh my God, I love her music. It's just amazing. It's, I've been listening to her for years and many, many years now. And I think she's incredibly innovative and just beyond. It's just amazing, just completely amazing. So yeah, I would love to collaborate with her. I don't think necessarily we have the same sort of genre styles, but the thing is, it's just like her music is so open that I believe that we can work something out.
Yeah.
Right. I love that. Awesome. Well, everybody, Nikkiesha McLeod, thank you so much for being on the show today. Really appreciate your time. It's so awesome to see your career blossoming, and we're going to keep up with you. We can't wait for what's next.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
All right. Have yourself a wonderful night. Get some rest, and we'll see you here soon. All right. Oops.
Did you just kick her out?
Yeah.
You just kick them out? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I want to be respectful of their time. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
How you feeling?
Dude, my head feels like it's going to explode.
Yeah. That was a good interview, though. It's very informative, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love their voice. That's the most calming voice that I've ever, like, I could listen to them talk all day long.
It's one of those interviews where, and I might get some flack from saying this, and I'm going to just straight up apologize up front. Sometimes I blindly say yes to things.
Yeah.
And then forget and don't read anything.
Yeah.
And then I get an email saying, hey, can you send the link for tomorrow's show? And then I freak out and I do a lot of research.
And this was one of those times?
Yeah. So
no, that was really good.
Yeah.
That was really interesting.
I thought it was very nice. It was very nice. And to the PR department, I apologize. I am not usually that unprofessional, but I get a lot of requests.
Harley is a very busy guy with a baby and a full-time job and working on a house. He has a wife and some
running this show.
It's a lot.
And we get, I kid you not, and this is great for the show. I'm very thankful for how much.
Maybe are we going to put out everything that happens through an email?
No.
I don't know if we should.
No. I was just going to say that I'm so thankful for how much the show has grown and all of the opportunities that we get. But I kid you not, audience, we probably have 40 plus people waiting to come on the show.
Yes.
And I don't want to bombard the audience with interview after interview after interview.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to strategically schedule them throughout the rest of the year. Yeah. And it's a nightmare. And
well, Nikkiesha was great.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we were able to get them on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that was incredible.
Absolutely. All right, buddy. Well, I'll let you play us out.
All right, everybody. If you like today's podcast, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time we post a new video. And as always, check out the Instagram. We're doing well over there. Check out our website. It's awesome. Taylor, I just on occasionally I'll Google our show just to see what Google has to say. Yeah. And have you ever done that? No. So when you Google the Hook and Bridge podcast, yeah, we officially have an AI answer for the Hook and Bridge podcast. Whoa, we're moving up in the world. So it says the Hook and Bridge podcast is a weekly podcast hosted by Harley, Taylor, and Lindsay, focusing on the world of music and a blend of interviews, games, music lists, and comedic commentary. Here's a breakdown of what the podcast offers: engaging interviews with famous musicians, hilarious music-themed games, top 10 music lists and discussions on various genres and artists, comedic banter and discussions about general life and hobbies, and occasional episodes deviate from the music theme like movie discussion and lifestyle topics. Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. And you know what that means? That means people are Googling us. Yeah. And Google had to step in and be like, hey, we gotta. And also, I started looking at like some of the listings, right? And it's a lot of like, what is the Hook and Bridge podcast? And then it'll say people also search who are the hosts of the Hook and Bridge podcast. And they want to know more about us. Google, let me know. I'll type it out. But also, the cool thing is we are officially like 10 rankings away from the top 100 music podcasts on Apple. How incredible is that? There are thousands of shows, and we're 10 away from the top. We're 10 away. So if you're listening, and you're a fan of this show, please do me a big favor. If you're on an iPhone or know somebody that is, if you could give us a rating and a review on there and help push us up in those rankings, it would mean the world to me. Also, Taylor is going to miss out on Chris and I's fun episode here. Listen, I was actually just about to ask if you wanted me to join. Oh, or okay. If it's too late. It's crazy that we're still talking after he had me in the show. Oh, yeah. That happens. Yeah, if you can join, we're going to do a top 10 Aussie list. Yeah. And we're going to talk about DJ Pikachu. Yeah. Do you guys want to hear about my life? Yeah. Or no? Okay. I'm going to see, my incredible boyfriend is currently building a dining room table. So I'm going to see where he's at on that. I'm going to see if he wants the room back. Because according to him, you ruined our lives by having to do a podcast today. And we couldn't go to Longhorn Steakhouse. So you might want to apologize to him.
No chance.
Okay.
This is an every Friday thing and has been for 3 years. Ain't apologizing for shit.
Yeah. He told me that I'm really messing up our lives because we couldn't go to Longhorn Steakhouse today.
All right.
So,
Well,
just kidding. For everyone listening, that's a joke, and he doesn't actually care. We went to Outback, all was fine. Like, it's okay.
All right, everybody.
Okay.
It has been real. Thank you so much for listening, and peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Hook and Bridge podcast.